Well, hills. Some of us may love them, some of us may not love them, but almost all of us will eventually have to at least tolerate them. Now, especially if you're a runner. If you're not a runner, certainly you could avoid them. Actually, no, you couldn't avoid them. Look, we're all gonna have to do hills eventually. About a month ago, I posted a video talking about how I had made some changes to my training to improve my ability to run uphill. Because after doing some Golden Trail Series races, I felt like it was a bit of a weakness for me, and I really wanted to optimize that, especially with moving towards doing more trail running and knowing that that's a super important skill to have. So with the help of my coach, David Roach, I have made a few changes to my training, and I wanted to share those here because I'm not a gatekeeper. I want everyone to be able to get up hills a little quicker. I mean, they are tough, and anything I can do to help minimize that toughness, I want to. There are 4 main elements we're looking at when thinking of improving uphill running ability, and those are running economy, muscular endurance, specifically of the posterior chain or the back of your legs, VO2 max, and power output. I'm going to go through 5 major things that I've changed in my training and talk about how it's going to help me improve those aspects to therefore make me better at running hills. I'll get right into it. The first thing that I changed was adding hill strides, which if you watch my channel, you know that I've been raving about these, love them, big fan, advocate. There actually is quite a bit of science behind this to support improving both running economy and power output. Those are 2 big aspects of uphill running that can be hit with this one stone of uphill strides. And the way to do that is to do 4 to 6 reps of 20 to 30 seconds uphill. Ideally, the hill is around an 8% grade, but really whatever hill you have works. The idea is that you're running hard up the hill, but you're not quite sprinting. But since it's uphill, running hard is about the equivalent effort of a sprint, so you're getting a really high power output since you're overcoming more gravity than you would on flat land. Another major thing that hill strides are supposed to accomplish is improving running economy. That is because running uphill really encourages you to have a quick cadence, a strong arm drive, and knee drive, all of which are something that people can lack, especially when they get tired, and doing hill strides reinforces those neuromuscular movement patterns. Now, the second thing that I've added to my training are what David likes to call magic exercises. These are reverse lunges and step ups. I do these with low weight and high reps to improve muscular endurance. For both exercises, you do 30 to 50 reps on each leg, but with really low weight or no weight at all. You can just do it body weight, and it really targets that posterior chain that is so important for uphill running. For the step ups, you go up 2 steps and then lower down and just go up and down, and try not to bounce and really focus on firing your glutes. It's pretty simple, but really gets your glutes burning. So trust me on that one. Reverse lunges, it's kind of the same thing, but instead of stepping down 2 steps on a staircase, you just step backwards and then back up. Really targets the glutes, and as opposed to forward lunges, it puts less pressure on your knees. These are not like maximal strength exercises or necessarily building muscle the way that going to the gym and lifting heavy would, but they are improving the muscular endurance and activation of the muscles on the posterior chain of the leg, which are so important for uphill run. The third thing that I have changed in my training is I've started doing longer VO2 max effort hills. Those are 2 to 3 minute long hill reps where you're going pretty hard and the rest is pretty long because you jog down. These are VO2 max efforts. Usually I would do that sort of work on the track, like K repeats or 800 repeats, but we've been doing them uphill. It's super beneficial. You're able to get the same power output, the same effort, but it's a lower injury risk because you're going uphill, and it also really helps with your efficiency in uphill running because you are practicing that exact movement. I used to do hills a lot, but they were always like 1 minute or 90 seconds long, and having longer hills makes it so that you have to practice when your body and your form start to break down and practice holding it together and still having a powerful stride even when you're tired. Obviously in races, is I'm going to be very tired and I still want to be putting out that power. The fourth thing in training that I've done is add uphill thresholds. And I've been doing this for a while. You can just do it on the treadmill, so you don't have to find a 30-minute long uphill, which you can, but I know they're not readily available. You can just do it on the treadmill, put it at a 4 or 5% grade, and just go. I think this removes a lot of the ego from threshold training because since it's at a grade, you're not going to be going as fast as you would. It takes a lot of the emphasis off of pace and puts it more on effort. And that's helpful to me because I know when I go out and do a threshold, I'm always comparing it to what I've done in the past or what I want to be able to do. And so I maybe push a little bit past threshold to try to hit a certain pace. But when I'm on the treadmill, I'm just like, well, I'm running uphill at 4% grade. I don't know what this pace really converts to or what it means. That helps me really just like check the box from threshold instead of like trying to prove myself during a workout. That's unrelated to hill running, but I just like uphill thresholds. Big stand for them right here. Also, running uphill for a long time like that improves muscular endurance. Obviously, it's improving your lactate threshold, which is important for like all types of running. It's also helping with that neuromuscular activation pattern of uphill running, and then you become more efficient at running uphill, which is the goal. The fifth thing I would say is not necessarily something that I've changed in training necessarily, but it's new things that I'm focusing on in my form with running uphill. So in the hill strides, in the long hill reps, in the thresholds, I'm always focusing on a few different things. Number one is leaning forward. I tend to be a really like upright runner, but when you're going uphill, that's not a good thing because if you lean forward at approximately what the grade of the hill is, just like a slight forward lean, it really helps you to activate your glutes and rely less on your calves. And the glutes are a much larger muscle group, so that's advantageous for getting more power without it feeling like a higher effort. Another thing is having a quick cadence. I actually have a high cadence, but running uphill it can slow down. So really trying to focus on quick, smaller steps and having a strong knee and arm drive while I'm going uphill. And that's something that I focus on through all aspects of my training because I know that uphill running is so much about your running economy and how efficient you can be. So I want to make sure that I'm improving my form while I'm also improving my neuromuscular activation and my VO2 max and my threshold because I want to come at it from all angles. And yeah, that's everything that I've done to improve my hill running so far. I think that it's really helped me, honestly. I felt a lot better as my trail season went on with my uphill capabilities. I think I still have a long ways to go, but I'm excited to keep using these small tweaks to training to help me improve. And also another shout out to David Roach because he's been a huge part of pretty much all of these. So I don't want to take credit and say like I'm the genius behind the curtain because it's definitely him. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. I really appreciate it and it helps me so much when you do that. So yeah, that's all for now, folks.